This section of Chapter 2, Process and Technical Writing, concerns preparing to write your projects. I'm going to focus here on collecting information. Having established a clear sense of purpose and your reader's needs, you're ready to collect information for writing. Although you may want to use a scratch outline to guide the research process, a detailed outline is normally written after you have collected the necessary research to support the document. This section lays out a general strategy for research. Details about research are included in Chapter 9, Technical Research, so you can read ahead and have a look at that section. Certainly won't hurt. But this is a brief guide to information gathering or research. Step 1, decide what kind of information you need. A little bit of that has been suggested for you. If you go to your assignment sheet, you will find guidance there. But you don't have to limit yourself just to the requirements in the assignment sheet. Your book tells you that there are two types of research, primary and secondary. Primary research is what you collect on your own, whereas secondary information is generated by others and found in books, periodicals, or other sources. What this means basically is collecting on your own means doing your own study, establishing your own methods, analyzing your own results, and drawing your own conclusions. Secondary research, which is by and large what every college class asks for, is to have you go and read things, right? To read the experts, the books, the textbooks, the articles. And it's also true of this class that I will not be asking you to conduct studies. I'll be asking you to collect secondary information. So let's move forward. Your book breaks down primary and secondary research into two categories. Your primary research is conducting your own interviews, doing your own surveys, doing your own laboratory work, doing your own field work, making your own personal observations. Now, for the assignments that I have for you, I have recommended that you do, if you like, a kind of a very informal interview, which is to say that you can seek out faculty members that are available to you that you might talk with about your topics and interests and things. And I do recommend that. It's if it's difficult, if you don't find a way to do that, it's not necessary. You can move on. Others of you may have an opportunity if you, for example, work as a CNA in a hospital and you want to be an RN. Potentially, you might be able to talk to other nurses where you work. And others of you might also, for example, be interning in organizations where you are hoping to find work later. Interning, for example, with the sheriff's office, and you want to be a law enforcement officer, something like that. So some of you have those opportunities. Secondary research would include bibliographies, periodical indexes, newspaper indexes, books, journals. This, by the way, number 5 is academic journals, and that is the primary sort of information that you get for your college classes, I would imagine, certainly for this one. Academic journals are the places where the peer-reviewed articles are published. So you would, in your search, in one search, limit your search to peer-reviewed articles, to make sure that what you are getting are articles from academic journals and not other things. Okay, and okay, of course, those other sorts of sources. Report the context for using secondary research. That's actually quite a bit of good information there. Devise a research strategy. There's a lot of help here for you. You certainly do need to record your notes carefully. The pitfall that I see over and over and over again, no matter how many times I tell students, do not put URLs in your work. They still do it. You need to acknowledge your sources. You need to keep a bibliography for future use. Again, you do not want to be that person who's finishing the paper and getting ready to send it and then suddenly saying, oh my goodness, I need a references page and I need to cite my sources, and then do it at the last minute. No, that's a terrible, terrible and bad bad idea. Very poor judgment. Keep the bibliography as you go and keep it for later. Okay? Bibliographies are important. Save yours. You will likely use them later. An outline. This is really good. You want to just sit down with a notepad. I mean, you can do it on a computer, but why do it on a computer? You can do this just in a notebook. Write down ideas, things that you're going to be writing about. You will not be writing about M Global's cafeteria, but you know this pattern, right? Just jotting down ideas and then arrowing around to figure out what goes with what do I keep, what do I throw away, what order can I put things in. This is a form of brainstorming, right? Which is a nice thing to do. A good outline usually begins with a brainstorm that you later organize. And this is a kind of a formal outline. And it's nice to do these because then when you sit down to draft, you know what everything is that you're going to say, and you know what order you're going to say it in. So all you're faced with at that point is framing the items into paragraphs and sentences. So this is a really nice idea. Have a nice, thorough, formal outline for yourself, not for anybody else. So then the steps are given to you. Record your random ideas quickly, also known as brainstorming. Show relationships, so you use those arrows to point out what is related to what is subordinate to what is dominant over what, how are these items that you've jotted down related, and then draft your final outline. Graphics we won't worry about right now, but you will worry about it later. Okay, and we will stop there. Very good.